Salut tout le monde, bienvenue sur ma chaîne. Sorry, I mean, hi. So, hi or welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time watching me. Today I'm painting a statue of Maelle from Expedition 33. I did the statue a while back and just didn't find the time to start making this video, but as soon as I saw that the game won Game of the Year, I thought it's due time that I should make the video. So in this instant, I decided to start with Maelle because it was the first figure to be released. So hopefully in the future I will make the other characters as well, so I will have a complete set. So before we get started, I also wanted to say a big thank you to all the people who interacted and liked my video on TikTok, which was a statue I did about King Agmar from Lord of the Rings, which got a lot of views and likes, and to be honest, I didn't expect to go that well, but thanks everyone. And also I would like to let you know that I just opened my Etsy shop. There's not a lot of items, but we'll get there slowly. So with that being said, go make yourself a cup of coffee, warm up your croissants, and let's start painting Maelle. Starting off with the primer. You might notice some bubbles in my air cup. That's a sign of a clog starting to form. Normally I'd stop and clean it and act like a responsible adult, but for this video we're just going to ignore it and pretend everything is fine. With the base coat done, I moved on to the other pieces. I started the base with a dark beige. Then I mixed brown with a bit of black, thinned it with water and washed the whole thing. That way the dark tones will settle nicely into the recesses, while the raised areas will keep a slight tint of a darker color. Next up, the petals. I hid them with a white cap beige, which is basically fancy off-white. Then I added red to a few petals, and remember, if you want your reds to actually pop, always put it over a white base. Moving on to the crate, I dry brushed the leather brown first. Then mixed dark beige with leather brown and dry brushed again for color variation. After that I tinned quicksand brown and misted it over everything to tone things down. Once it dried, I dry brushed the edges again with quicksand brown. Then a brown ink wash for contrast and a light leather brown wash for saturation. Could I use fewer colors? Probably. Did I? Absolutely not. For the brick piece I dry brushed the whole thing with Genki's khaki. Then dark green on the leaves. And a lighter green dry brush to catch some textures. The flowers are simple. Paint them, drop a little dark ink wash inside, then hit the center with a yellow dot. Now off with the cape, starting with the trickier parts here. I airbrushed white on the raised areas for that satin effect. I then hit the shadows with a black ink wash. Once everything dried, I painted the gold pattern, then topped it off with a satin varnish. Onto the pants I sprayed black wash from underneath, then used purple on the top, followed by a blue wash to bring out the texture. Also, it is important that when you are dealing with washes, make sure you don't have any colors that are pooling in a certain area, because otherwise once it dries up it will kind of like clump together and it doesn't look really good. I used black ink on the cape piece on her shoulder and those flaps on her waist, or whatever they're called.
For the boots I used simple black, then added black ink on certain spots to fake different materials. Gold details with a tiny brush, silver details with a silver pen, which honestly feels like cheating, but in the best way. And if you have little mistakes, just go over them with the black.
I remember the first time when the trailer for this game dropped, I just got so intrigued by the visuals and the story, how it was presented. I thought instantly, I need to play this game, I'm sure it's going to be amazing, and I couldn't be more happy that such a small team managed to pull off such an amazing game.
I guess even I didn't realize how tight this game was. Promise me you'll listen to my boss theme on Spotify. We absolute cinema.
I couldn't be more happy that such a small team managed to pull off such an amazing game, and hopefully this sends a message to all of the big companies, not to mention a few like EA, Crystal Dynamics, Squaresoft, Square Enix. I think it's Square Enix. Have you played the game? If so, what did you think about it? Write down something in the comments so we can have like a discussion or talk about it, and let me know what you think about it.
Then I took a silver pen and ran it along the lines and chains to finish them off. The shoulder pattern had me confused for a minute, so I painted the area in gold and then I dry brushed black over it, and somehow it turned out great. The sword, very easy process, gold on the handle, silver on the blade, classic. Now for the face, I started with a pink base, then red ink wash from the bottom, then layered on a flesh tone. I speckled a bit of red wash for freckles, then I painted the eyes black and the eyebrows in the same dark color I use for the hair. Here I use pastels to add some makeup and extra face details. It's safer than the airbrush, no overspray, no panic, no accidental clown face. For the hair I used a cutthroat red as a base, then I added orange highlight to give it life. Going back to the eyes, I started with a light grey, then I added a black circle for the iris and a smaller grey circle on the inside. And for some reason, most of the characters in the game have the same bright grey color, which I'm not sure, maybe it's a detail I didn't pick up, but for me most of them were all grey. So anyway, I use a tiny white dot for the reflection.
Obscur, noir et rond, tu trouveras sans elle. Clair, obscur, trouble de rature, courbera et fait. Clair, obscur, noir et rond, tu trouveras sans elle.
So thanks for staying till the end. I hope you enjoyed the video, and soon I will have another video coming up, which is not very far ahead. If you can like, subscribe, and share this video. Also, if you would like to follow me on my other socials, I have all my details down below. And yeah, I mean, that's it. And I'll see you in the next one. Au revoir.